extend the lead to 8 points at the top of Serie A as their fellow title chasers AC Milan drop more points. But what will happen this coming week? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. Today we're taking a look at match number 30 over in Serie A, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe and get your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Serie A related, world football related, we're going to do here over in Italia. That's right, of course. Big chance, though, of course, for Inter Milan to extend that lead further this coming week, but also a chance for a couple of teams to make up for lost ground as we play up a bit of a catch-up. We will take a look at that in a minute. Of course, a big shout-out to the VIP Band of Brothers. We're talking about the patrons, that's right. Thank you for your continued support. I do appreciate it, guys. But let's get cracking. Thank you very much. Here we go. Take a look back at, of course, my picks, then your picks. And then, of course, we kick on forward to the next round of matches. Kicking it all off, it was back on the Saturday, 3rd of April. First game back from the international break. AC Milan 1-1 draw against Sampdoria. Fabio Quagliarella getting a goal for, of course, Sampdoria. Jens Peter Hauge getting a goal, of course, for AC Milan as their title push continues to fade away. Adrian Silva again, of course, get himself sent off as Sampdoria managed to hold on for a point. Big point for them as well. I actually went with the 2-1 for AC Milan, but unfortunately I was wrong. Meanwhile, Napoli, 7-goal thriller against Crotone, Lorenzo Insigne, of course, Victor Osimhen, of course, Dries Mertens, and of course, Giovanni Della Sorrenzo getting the goals for, of course, Napoli. Simi got a couple of goals for Crotone, with Junior Messias getting the goals as well in a 7-goal thriller, going in favour of Napoli, 4-3 in the end, 3-1 for me, not too shabby. Meanwhile, Genoa against Fiorentina, end up all square, 1-1 in the end. Matteo Destro getting the goals, of course, Dusan Vlahovic as well. Frank Ribery getting the goals, get himself sent off on that badger in a 1-1 draw, 2-1 for me, but I got it wrong. Meanwhile, Benevento against Parma, 2-2 in the end on that one. Kamil Gilic, or Glitch on the score sheet, of course, Arturo Unita as well, with Jasmin Kutic and, of course, Dennis Mann getting the goals for, of course, Parma. 2-2 in the end. 2-0 for me for Parma. Got that one wrong. Sassuolo against Roma ended up 2-2 as well. Hamid Traore, of course, Giacomo Raspadarelli, worse to that effect. Of course, Lorenzo Pellegrini and Bruno Perez getting the goals for, of course, Roma in a 2-2 draw. Got myself on this one. 2-1 win for Sassuolo. Shame on me. Meanwhile, Lazio, they picked up a 2-1 win over Spezia. Manuel Lazzarari got himself a goal and a sending off. And Felipe Caicedo also got a goal for Lazio. Joaquin Correa also got himself a sent off as Lazio ended up the game with just 9 men. Daniel Verreri get himself a goal for Spezia. 2-1 win. 2-0 for me. Atalanta, 3-2 winners over Udinese. 5-goal thriller going in favour, though, of Atalanta. Luis Muriel with a couple of goals there, and Duvan Zapata as well. Roberto Pereira and Jens Steiger Larsen got themselves a goal for Udinese in a 3-2 win for Atalanta in the end. Meanwhile, Cagliari, 2-0 loss to them against Hellas Verona. Pick up a big 3 points as their chase for Europe continues. Antonio Baric on the score sheet, of course. Kevin Lasagna getting a goal for, of course, Verona in the end. 1-1 for me, not too bad. Of course, Juventus dropped more points against Torino, 2-2 in the end there. Where will Ronaldo go? This could be a very interesting sidebar. Of course, Antonio Sanabria with a couple of goals there for Torino. Federico Chiesa, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo getting the goals for Juventus. If they don't get Champions League football, folks, Juventus, of course, Ronaldo will leave. He will bloody well leave. I can guarantee that. And they're not nailed on just yet. Meanwhile, of course, Inter Milan, 8 points clear now. 2-0 win was my pick. 1-0 was the final score. Romelu Lukaku getting the goal for, of course, Inter Milan. As you can see, got himself 4 out of 10, which is pretty shit. The table, though, looks like this. 8 points clear over AC Milan. Atalanta, of course, in third. And they got a 2-point cushion over Juventus, who have played the game more as well. So we'll see how that pans out. Of course, Napoli as well into contention as well. And we'll talk about them in a minute because they will be meeting in the midweek Brucey bonus crunch clash this week. So here we go. What's the criteria, boys and girls? 0 to 3 in the ship face game. 4 to 6 straight face. 8 plus. You're in the top bins. How about you then? So, of course, Russell Frost, well done to you. Not too bad. Of course, George Isaac also did good. Vincent Long did okay. Of course, AJ24, not too bad. Of course, Game Charger also did very well. Alex Weller did bits. Magan also did very well. Of course, Costa K, he's okay. T-Bet the Great, he's also pretty good from school stuff. Omer Askefield, well done to you. Of course, James BCFC, great. You did great. Of course, Ryan Long also did very well. Alan MC, you know me, you did good. Of course, Austin also did very well. Janet Buster did bits. Raji Monday also did good. Of course, Leo Olivieri, not too bad. Of course, the D-Man also did very well. Ultra Romeo, fair play to you. Of course, Shane Don also did very good. Ojo52 also did good. Roberto Holt's not too bad. Of course, Tom Stainer, well done. And Hans Worse, kicking ass and taking names. Meanwhile, Yannick Seifried, This guy here, of course, Irish Stringer, all did very, very well for themselves. What about the leaderboard, though? We'll take a look at it. Of course, look at these guys, all with 4 just like me. But, of course, the kingpin this week's was, of course, Alex Weller, Omer Escobar, and Ryan Long, with, of course, getting themselves 7 out of 10. But it's not good enough to get top bins. But what about the overall leaderboard? Let's take a look at it then, shall we? Here we go. Your kingpin, as of right here, right now, is Omaji Monday with a 2-point cushion over Alex Weller, who did make up good ground on Omaji Monday this week. So, tremendous effort for you. 2 points clear gained. But still, Omaji Monday leads the Kings. Of course, he is the kingpin right here, right now. As the season was to end today, he will be wearing the crown. But, of course, it could all change, especially with this week, as we've got 12 fixtures on the agenda, which means 12 points up for grabs. So who's going to be taking the command? We'll have a look at it next week. So here we go. Juventus taking, of course, Napoli. Played each other last 6-3 for Juventus, 2 for Napoli, 1 draw. Last time around in UV, of course, was a 2-0 win for, of course, Juventus back in Turin. That was back in January 2021 in the Italian Super Cup. I think it was Ronaldo Morata on the score sheet giving Juventus the win. Last time pressure, though, in the league in Juventus was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Juventus back in August 2019. Danilo, Higuain, Ronaldo on the score sheet with Koulibaly as well with a big fat OG. Costas, Manolas, Irving Lozano, and of course Giovanni Di Lorenzo getting the goals for, of course, Napoli in a 7-goal thriller. They also played each other this season in Naples back in February. It was, of course, a 1-0 win for, of course, Napoli. Juventus are winning 7 last 8 home matches against Napoli in all comps. Napoli, though, have actually won the last 4 matches in Serie A. Also conceded at least 2 goals, scoring 2 goals in 6 of the last 7 matches in Serie A. They come into this winning 4 on the spin. That's Napoli beating the likes of Bologna, AC Milan, Roma, and of course Crotone. As for Juventus, back-to-back defeats for them. Back-to-back matches without a win, losing to, of course, Benevento, also drawing to Torino as well, as they go for a bit of a rough patch. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We've got Juventus coming out at 11-10 on for the victory. 3-1 is your Napoli. 13-5 is the draw. Win for Napoli in 5th. They could go as high as 3rd. Of course, a win for Juventus could also 3rd. For me, going to go with on this one 3-2 win for Juventus. Unfortunately, we'll see what happens. Next, of course, Inter Milan taking, of course, Sassuolo. Let's get into this. This, of course, played the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws last time around. In Milan was a 3-3 draw. Of course, back in June 2020. Of course, goal scorers were Lukaku, Berardi, and Valiero on score sheet for Inter Milan with Francesco Caputo, Berardi, and McGee on the score sheet, of course, for Sassuolo. Milan Skriniar got himself sent off the last time that these two sides played in Milan. Of course, the pleasure of this season in Sassuolo was a 3-0 win for Inter Milan, of course, so they'll fancy their chances again. Milan, though, winning their last 10 home matches in Serie A, scoring at least 3 goals in the last 3 matches against Sassuolo as well. Coming into this, at least 6 wins on the spin. It could be more than that. As for Sassuolo, just 1 win the past 6 games. That was against Verona, 3-2 win, a couple of games back. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Of course, we got Inter Milan coming at you 3-1 on for the victory. 74 is your draw. 8-1 is your long shot. That is, of course, Sassuolo. Sassuolo are in 9th. The win for them, they can move up to 8th. Inter Milan are top, and they'll be top no matter what. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Inter Milan, 3 points in the bag, and another extend the lead to 11 points at the top of the table. Next up, of course, that's Spezia up against Crotone. That'll be on Friday. So scrap that Saturday, the 10th of April. Of course, played to the last 6, 3 was for Spezia, 2 was for Crotone, and 1 draw. Last time around in Spezia was a 2-1 win for Crotone back in Serie B, back in August 2019. Goal scores on the day. Simi with a couple of goals for Crotone. Of course, Federico Ricci getting the goals for, of course, Spezia, but they lost. Of course, the pleasure of this season in Crotone was a 4-1 win for Crotone back in, of course, December. Crotone, though, losing the last 9 matches on the road. Also conceded at least 2 goals in the last 11 matches as well. Coming into this, just 1 win the past 6 games for them. That was against Torino at home. Meanwhile, just 1 win the past 6 games for Spezia. That was against 2-1 win against Cagliari, also at home for them. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Spezia 4-3 on for the victory. Of course, 3-1 is your draw. 3-1 is also your away win for Crotone. Of course, Spezia come into this in 16th, but a win for them, they can move up to 14th, whereas Crotone are rooted to the foot table, but a win for them, they can close in on 19th. Going to go with a win for Spezia on this one with a 1-0 win, 3 points in the bag. Next up, Parma taking, of course, AC Milan on Saturday, also the 10th of April. Played for the last 5. Nothing for Parma. 3 wins for AC Milan and 2 draws. Last round in Parma was a 1-0 win for Milan back in December 2019. Theo Hernandez getting the goal for AC. Also, picture of this season in Milan was a 2-2 draw back in December. AC Milan, though, scoring at least 2 goals in 19 last 20 matches away from home. Parma, though, conceded at least 2 goals in the last 10 last 11 matches in Serie A. Also failing to win 19 last 20 matches as well. Heading into this, though, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for Parma. That was against Genoa. Meanwhile, just 1 win the past 5 for AC Milan. That was against Fiorentina a couple games back. Look at the bookies odds. Take a look at the bookies odds. Of course, heading into this one, we have AC Milan 6-4 on for the victory. 4-1 is your Parma. 14-5 is your draw. Of course, Parma currently find themselves in the drop zone, but a win for them, they can move up to 18th. AC Milan are 2nd, and they'll be 2nd if they get a win. They'll get the win for me, 2-1 win, just enough to get the 3 points. Next, we have Udinese taking, of course, Torino. Also on the Saturday, the 10th of April. Played the last 6-2 2 for Udinese, 3 for Torino, and 1 draw. Last time around in Udinese was a 1 win for Udinese back in, of course, October 2019. Goal scorer Stefano Ukaka getting the goal for Udinese. Also, picture of this season in Torino was a 3-2 win for Udinese back in December. Of course, heading into this, Udinese just 1 win. At the past 5 for them, that was against, of course, Sassuolo. Back-to-back defeats for them, also losing to Lazio, of course, Atalanta, quick succession. As for Torino, just 1 win the past 5 for them. That was against Sassuolo a couple games back. Not really good form for them either. A look at the bookies odds on this one. We got Udinese 65 for the victory, 11-5 is your draw, 12-5 is your Torino. Torino actually just above the drop zone, but a win for them, they can move up to closer to the 16th, whereas Udinese are on 12th, and a win for them, they can move up to 11th in the table. Going to go with a win for Udinese on this one. Torino look shite. Inter Milan, again, a double match week for them. Of course, taking, of course, Cagliari, plays on the last 6, 4 for Inter Milan, 1 for Cagliari, and 1 draw. Last time around for Milan, in Internazionale was, of course, back in January 2020, it was 1-1 draw. Of course, last season, goal scores on the day, Lautaro Martinez and Ranjag Nangaland on the score sheet, of course, Cagliari. Martinez and Berni got himself sent off as Inter Milan ended up the game with just 9 men. Inter Milan, though, winning their last 10 home matches in Serie A, whereas Cagliari failed to win 20 of the last 22 matches in Serie A as well. Coming into this, 3 defeats on the spin for Cagliari, losing the likes to Juventus, Spezia, and, of course, Verona. As for Inter Milan, they're on their win, just keep on bloody winning. Of course, heading into this, though, they fancy the chances 92 on for the victory, 5-1 is your draw, 12-1 is your long shots. That's Cagliari. Cagliari currently find themselves in the relegation zone, but a win for them, they can move up to 17th. Of course, Inter Milan has got 6 points on the agenda for this week, and of course, they'll get all 6 with a win against Cagliari as well, without conceding a goal. Next up, of course, Juventus up against Genoa. Played on the last 6, 4 wins for Juventus, 1 for Genoa, and 1 draw. Last round in Turin was a 3-2 win for Juventus. That was, of course, in the Coppa Italia, of course, back in January 2021. Also, last time played though in the league was a 2-1 win for Juventus back in, of course, October 2019. Goal scorers on that day was, of course, it was Bonucci and Ronaldo. Of course, Robert got himself sent off for Juventus. Francesco Casata and Federico Mechetti get himself sent off also for Genoa. Last round, Christian Kume getting the goal for, of course, Genoa. Also, picture of this season in Genoa was a 3-1 win for Juventus. So 1, 2, 3, 4 games winning run for Juventus over Genoa in all competitions. Heading into this, though, of course, Genoa just won win in the past 6 games. That was against, of course, Parma. Meanwhile, of course, Juventus back-to-back games without a win. They'll come into this, though, on the back of a win against Napoli. So a chance for them to get some points on the agenda. Win. The odds are 92-1 for, of course, Juventus, 5-1 is draw, 11-1 is Genoa. Of course, double 6-pointers on the agenda for Juventus. If they win both of those, they could be as high as 2nd at the end of it. Of course, that's what they're after. As for their opposition, Genoa, they're actually down to 13th, but a win for them, they can move up to 11th. Going to go with a 2-1 for Juventus, back-to-back wins as well. 6 points on the agenda to keep their season alive. Next, of course, Hellas Verona taking, of course, Lazio. Played on the last 6-1 for Verona. 4 for Lazio, of course, 1 draw. Last time around in Verona was, of course, a 5-1 win in favour of Lazio back in July 2020. Cido Immobile with a hat-trick, of course, Sergio Milinkovic-Savic and Joaquim Herrera on the score sheet, of course, for Lazio. Sofyan Amrabat getting the goals for, of course, Verona, but they ended up losing that game quite convincingly. Also, picture that this is in Rome. 2-1 win for Verona back, of course, December this season. Lazio, though, winning the last 3 matches in Serie A, and they've also come into this just 1 defeat the past 4 for them. Of course, that 1 defeat was against Bayern in the Champions League. As for Verona, just 1 win the past 4 games. That was 1 win last time around against Cagliari just the other day. Look at the bookies odds. Verona come into this, of course, 12-5 for the victory, 12-5 is your draw, 11-10 is your Lazio. Lazio are actually in 6th, and with them they could close in on 5th. Verona are actually in 8th, and with them they could close in on 7th. But I think it'll be a draw on this one, 1-1 in the end. Next, of course, my boys, Sampdoria up against Napoli. Played to the last 6-1 for Sampdoria, 5 for Napoli, of course, no draws last time around. In Sampdoria is a 6-goal thriller going in favour of Napoli, of course, 4-2 in the end. Alexander Milic on the score sheet, of course, Dries Mertens, Diego Demi, and of course, Ilmesk on the score sheet, of course, Napoli. Fabio Quagliarella, and of course, Malo Gabbiadini on the score sheet, of course, Sampdoria. As they made a game of it, of course, they played each other this season in Naples, or Napoli, or whatever you want to call it. Napoli. It was a 2-1 win for Napoli back in, of course, December this season. Heading into this, though, Napoli winning their last 4 matches. They'll come into this on the back of the defeat, though. And, of course, that will be their first defeat early in the campaign, this thing against Juve. But prior to that, they were unbeaten the last 4 games, or at least 5 games, winning 4 on the spin. Of course, Sampdoria coming to this, just 1 defeat the past 5. That 1 defeat was against, of course, Bologna, 3-1 loss. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Sampdoria coming to this, 4-1 for the victory, 11-4 is draw, 6-4 on is your Napoli. Of course, Napoli have got 6 points on the agenda. Win both of those, they could go as high as second in the table. I think I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Napoli on this one with another 3 points in this one, but they'll lose the other ones, which will just be 3 points for them. Next, of course, Roma up against Bologna. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played each other last 6, 3 for Roma, 2 for Bologna, and 1 draw. Last time around in Roma was a 3-2 win for Bologna back in, of course, February 2020. 5-goal thriller. Musa Barrow with a couple of goals there for Bologna. Riccardo Orsolini as well in Bologna the win. Stefano Denswili with a big fat OG, and of course Henrik Mkhitaryan as well, with Brian Cristagna on the got himself sent off as Bologna picked up the 3 points. Also, picture of this season in Bologna was a 5-1 win for Roma. Roma though conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches. Heading into this, Roma just 1 win in the past 4 games. That was against Shakhtar Donetsk in the, of course, the Europa League. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past, 1 defeat in the past 3 games for Bologna. Have them believing again. Of course, they did lose to Inter Milan, champions elect, you would say, last round. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Roma 20-13 on for the victory. 65 is your draw. 15-4 is your Bologna. Bologna coming to this, of course, 11th, and with them they can move up to 10th. Roma actually in 7th, and with them they can move up to 6th. Oh yes, they'll get the win with a 2-0 win in the end. Into the final 2 now. We have Fiorentina up against Atalanta. Played each other the last 6, 1 for Fiorentina, 4 for Atalanta, 1 draw. Last time around in Fiorentina was a 2-1 win for Atalanta back in, of course, February 2020. Duvan Zapata and Ruslan Maliovski on score sheet, of course, for Atalanta. Federico Chiesa getting the goal for, of course, Fiorentina back in the day. Also played each other this season in Atalanta was a 3-0 win. Of course, Atalanta undefeated in 35 last 38 matches on the road. And they've also scored at least 2 goals in 6 last 7 matches as well. Coming into this, just 1 defeat in the past 4 for them. That was against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 6 games for Fiorentina. That was against Benevento a couple games back. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Fiorentina, of course, 4-1 for the victory. Of course, 65 is draw. 13-8 on is Atalanta. Atalanta are 3rd and win for them. They can move up to 2nd, whereas their opposition, of course, Fiorentina all the way down, and of course 14th, but win for them. They can move up to 12th in the end. 3-1 Atalanta, another goal scoring fest for them to add 3 more points to the tally. And then wrap it up. It'll be Benevento up against Sassuolo. Played the last 3, 2 for Sassuolo, nothing for Benevento, and 1 draw. Last time around in Benevento was a 2-1 win for Sassuolo back in Serie A back in 2017. Goal scorers on that day was, of course, Alessandro Materi and, of course, Federico Pozzo, with Samuel Amatrosos getting a goal for Benevento, and, of course, Gettono Lentenza getting himself sent off. Also, picture of this season in Sassuolo was a 1-0 win for Sassuolo back in December. Domenico Berardi on the score sheet for Sassuolo, with Lucas Haraselin getting himself sent off. Benevento, though, failing to win the last 8 home matches in the Serie A. Also, Sassuolo conceded 2 goals in the last 5 matches. Heading into this, just 1 win in the past 5 for Sassuolo against Verona. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 6 for Benevento. That was against Juventus. Actually, just 1 defeat in the past 4 for them as well. Losing to Fiorentina was that 1-0 defeat. A couple of draws knocking around. Meanwhile, the bookies odds on this one, 12-5 for Benevento. Of course, 30-5 is your draw. Even Stevens it is your Sassuolo. And, of course, a win for Sassuolo in 9th. They could go as high as 8th, whereas Benevento are in 15th. And a win for them, they can move up to 12th in the table. I think this one's going to be a 1-0 win for Sassuolo. 3 points in the bag. And, of course, move the bloody chains. That's what I think will happen. And, of course, this extended match week, of course, with, of course, a Brewster bonus right here. And if I'm right, on the table will look like this at the end of it. Everyone's played the right amount of games except for Lazio and Torino. But it'll be Inter Milan leading the charge, 11 points clear over AC Milan, which have just a 1 point clearance over Juventus, who have a 1 point clearance over Atalanta. And it's anybody's guess who will be in the Champions League spots at the end of the season. At the foot of the table, of course, Crotone, Parma, and Cagliari going down as it stands. But of course, it could still change very soon in the next round of matches. Let's get into it though. Be sure to give the video some love and smash the thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Of course, check out the links down below on Twitter, Facebook, and of course, Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. Be sure to get your picks in, of course, and also give the video some love. And I'll see you all next time for some more Serie A action.